So here's a billion dollar family dressed up as Baphomet, the hermaphrodite beast. But it's just art. Here's some baby dolls on the dinner table because it's just art. I guess this is just art. This freak show. These Phoenician masks is just art. It's for Halloween. It's for Halloween. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's just art. Is this just art? Her name is Nicole Kidman. Stanley Kubrick, who directed this movie, whispered to her on set, notice how they use a Holly wand, Set, Satan, Egyptian, fallen angel, or they like to call it a god. Stanley Kubrick said to this bitch that pedophiles rule the world. Now, I like kids just as much as the next guy, all right? But I don't remember waking up sexually attracted to them. Okay? And Kubrick didn't mean it's just some perverted people at the top. He meant it's ritualistic. They're ritualistic pedophile perverts. The movie's called Eyes Wide Shut because Destiny's eyes are still shut. After the Epstein Island, after COVID, after every leak, he doesn't get it, dude. That's Destiny in there in that cloak. Fuck are you doing in there, little man? Look at these guys. This is a great orgy to go to. I'd enjoy going to an orgy with people dressed like this. I knocked the dust off that fucking pussy, bitch. One in the chat if I knock the dust off that. My problem is that it's a white chick. I'm kidding. I can't do those jokes, guys. You know, I can't do that shit anymore. White chicks love me, dude. Because I stopped asking about like father daughter relationships. Like I stopped asking. It's like I already know it's shit. Okay? My Anglo queen. Okay, so the ruling class likes to dress up as Baphomet. Who's this right here? Huh. And what's that behind her? No, this would be another. I'm going to say billionaire, but they really have trillions. What is this horned beast eating these children here? Well, horns would mean bull, which comes from the word bell, which some interpret as Beel, like the prince of darkness, Beelzebub. Or you can just call this thing Baal. Balenciaga. There it is. And don't get confused. Sometimes Moloch is seen as an owl, but really, Moloch is Baal, the ox. The beast that you pass the children through the flames to. And yes, for some reason, the most influential figures of our time were all occultists. Who invented the rocket? Jack Parsons, trained by Crowley. OTO. He invented the fucking rocket. And then Scientology. That's right. The guy who invented the rocket, he did it through witchcraft. And I don't mean witchcraft like wizards with wands and shit. I mean like shifting nature through resonance and frequency. Very weird definition. And it involves fire, earth, air, and water. But that sounds like just hocus pocus. That sounds like some retard shit, Zherka. Well, it's not. Because you feel these energies, these wheels as we speak, chat. This is you. Correct? And this is your penis. Or belly button. Sorry. Now, a lot of people are gonna think I'm just talking shit for content, but this is in the books I read. Oh yeah, big time. First, you look at your root physical. My mic is low. Okay, how about no music? Fuck the music. Is my mic low? fucking thing sucks. All right, how's that? So when occultists, and let's just put the words out here, okay? Let's just explain what this is. Okay. All right. What does occult mean? Anyone in class know what occult means? Look at the sun. Focus on the sun. Occult means hidden. Do you really believe the ruling class would give you the correct biology textbook? You really think they'd actually empower you? Or would they say that they can't fix a fucking common cold? Yeah. Occult means hidden because they keep this hidden from the masses. One, it would be dangerous to give to the masses. But two, they don't want to give up their power. It's more about two. And the hermits that practice hermetic rituals. What does hermetic mean? What is hermeticism? Hermetic means sealed. Oh, interesting. Just like hidden, this one is untouchable as well. But are they the same? Well, you go to chemistry class and you deal with your teacher. Your teacher is a chemist, but chemistry comes from alchemy. The chemist is the weaker version, the poor man's alchemist. Right? Billionaires, when they get sick, they don't go to a fucking doctor. They go to the real shit. They don't go for a NyQuil. All right? You fund Big Pharma, okay? You fund it. Look, after COVID, you look like a fucking retard, okay? You look like an idiot. You're a fucking retard. After COVID, you still fucking believe these people? Like, what the fuck? That's Big Pharma, man, putting their dick down your throat. Anyways. What do we have next? Next, we have a sage, which comes from the word saint. But what is the difference? Over time, there's a difference, not in the definition, but how they're seen. Well, the difference is, a saint focuses on purity. That's right. They keep their sexuality. They keep this electromagnetic energy, this that emanates out of you and creates life. Wah! Wah! That's a baby. The saint is really a master of no fap. I'm not joking. Go on Wikipedia. And when you don't fap, the wheel here actually supercharges you. Some even awaken the eye of Horus. Wham. You see, if this saint, let's say he did marry, okay, he's not really a saint, but he doesn't release his life force, and he has a wife. Well, the woman can have multiple orgasms a day. That's the woman, okay? She can have multiple orgasms a day because the man is actually designed to pipe her without releasing the energy. That's what you're designed to do. That's how God made you. Yeah, you've been doing it wrong. Yeah, they didn't teach you how to have sex either. They didn't even teach you how to take a shit or give birth. They didn't even teach you how to keep your posture. You see, when your lumbar vertebrae is rounded, that's 30% less energy a day from being upright. That's the only difference. That sinking feeling you have in your chair is not a physical one. It's a mental feeling of being stuck. You're a loser. That's why you're sinking. It's very hard to sink when you're having an awesome day. You're actually engaged. You're stimulated. Dopamine is firing. And I hate talking about chemicals like dopamine's a thing. It's not dopamine. Okay? I'm going to explain what it is. So when we look at these two right here, one is practicing the solar energy, and the other is practicing the lunar, or should I say, the moon's got fucking horns, dude. The moon is horns. Yeah, that's your fucking moon. What does Skull and Bones, Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, the Order of the Jesuits, the Order of the Jesters, what do all these have in common? Well, they don't all worship Satan because they actually have a different concept of God. To them, God is generator, operator, and destroyer. Now they feel like they can tap into two of these powers. They are not the generator. They came from generation. And that's what the G in Freemasonry is. Right? G is the seventh letter, which is the number of God, the 7 attributes of God. It's not the number of God, but it's important in Kabbalah. It's very important. All secret societies teach that the generator gives you pretty much 2 powers to choose from. The operating power, which is solar, masculine, or the destroying power, which is chaotic on its period. And you're like, what? So I guess I'll be with the light side. That makes me a good guy. Well, not really. Because on this side, you draw the seething powers of Lucifer. This is the yin and yang. And on this side, you draw Saturnian energy from Satan. One is disguised as compassion, and one is passion. Neither options follow God. Both options are a form of gnosis. What sodomites like Plato fiended for. And it's really just taking a bite out of the apple from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And let me know if I'm going too slow, because I haven't slept in 3 days. I'll just turn it off if you don't like it. And now people like Destiny would say, wait a minute, knowledge is a good thing. Knowledge is everything. Why doesn't God want you to have knowledge? Because God wants you closer to paradise. Like when you were a child, when you were more primitive in your development, before you bit from the apple of sexuality. Children don't blow their fucking brains out with a gun. They don't kill themselves with a knife. Teenagers do, because they bite from the apple of sexuality and temptation. That's the root of all of their spiritual illness. That's why before puberty you were glowing. You loved your life. And now your life sucks. And you're a fucking loser and a bitch. You see, faith doesn't require knowledge. Faith is a simple life. There's nobody more knowledgeable than the curious. And who's more curious than a murderer, a pedophile, a rapist? You see, gnosis is obsession with self. And obsession with self just means I'm my own God. Really? Alchemists would turn lead into gold, and it was really an allegory. And it was really talking about turning the human state into a psychic, godlike creator state. Because gold represents the soul. And what is soul? S-O-L. That's the sun. The solar. You see, when I read these books, I never forget any of it. And we go back to earth, water, fire, and air. These elements is what magicians use. Yes, it's that gay. It's magicians, wizards, warlocks, whatever. Druids. They actually use the elements to bend the fabric of reality. Now, sometimes you score a goal and you feel like it was just magic. Well, that came from the will. Did I spell water wrong? I'll fucking delete this whole... Damn it. 3 days now. Oh my God. Turn your fucking brain on. Okay, one in the chat to refocus. The alchemist understands that their body has 4 auras. We're not talking about chakras, wheels, planets, 7 vital organs, and seven planets of antiquity, which actually includes the sun and the moon, believe it or not. "33-degree genius and Freemason Manny P. Hall wrote, the earth aura is the physical." So that's you. That's who you are. Boom. Then you have a growth and reproductive aura, which is the liquid, your sperm and circulatory system. Boom. Then you have what's called the astral fire, which is your motion and emotion. This is what animates your physical body. Motion, emotion. Emotion. Reproductive and growth, but we're just going to say reproductive. Earth is physical. Physical shell. And then you have air, which is actually not on you, it's around you. And this is the mental plane, or the mental aura. And this is how you perceive reality. Mentally, you know it's wrong not to punch some dude in the face, but the fire, the astral flame, gets too hot and you punch them and go to jail. So these ones must be enlined or you get in big fucking trouble. You know not to hit them, but the fuego is lit. You meet a harlot and she want to suck your dick. Now look at this. Your emotions run wild. Again, think of your soul right here. And what do? You shoot sperm on her face. And what is sperm? Again, it goes back to the Bible. It's the serpent going for the egg. Not going to find it in her tonsils. You understand? The book is real. The book is fucking real. Okay? The Big Bang Theory is a hoax. When you go write the date of the calendar, what date are you writing? And why? The book is real. It's like a real book. I didn't even want it to be true, really. Like, I don't know that much about it. You know, I like reading about it, but I don't really give a fuck. I'm like, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not like, oh yeah, I grew up dressing up as a crusader on Halloween. I was never that guy, dude. I'm saying the book is fucking real. The book is real and you're going to hell. You're all going to hell. Hell, I might be headed there too, man. The book is real. Should we keep going? Yeah, book is real, dude. You gotta clean your shit up. So mental plane, you can pretty much will anything, right? In this mental plane, it's not just you, it's other people's ideas and really the invisible world's intrusive thoughts. The thoughts that make you want to vap. The thoughts that make you want to cheat, lie, steal. The thoughts that make you want to disengage from harmony with your creator, because the mental plane, what bleeds into it? Well, it's the next level that is not really us. I don't think it's us. Some people do. Next is the spiritual plane. And in the spiritual plane, all the demons, whether greed, lust, wrath, whatever you're manifesting, all your demons, they're invisible, and you can actually, by accident, create them, which kind of torture your life, or actually conjure them to do your bidding, but eventually they take over, according to 33-degree Freemason Manny P. Hall. But yeah, I mean, you're fucked. Every time you're negative, you're spewing demons that follow you around. And all day, 1 million impulses go through you. Right? Eat that pizza. watch porn, cheat on your wife. All that tugging action isn't coming from a deep well from your soul. It's not coming from God. It's coming from everything you're battling in here. You're creating it, and you're blaming God. And all you have to do to understand and believe this is ask yourself. I know I haven't slept in days, so I'm talking slow. It sucks. Just ask yourself, do you believe in an invisible world that you cannot see fucking with you? That's the only jump you have to make, really. Now, for the guys who say no, I don't see any no's, but let's say there's like Destiny chatters. You got to remember that the greatest minds of all time, Plato, Aristotle, hell, I'll even say Carl Jung, they all agreed on an invisible world existing. The world of archetypes, forms, and the perfect form. And all you have to do is just use your brain for a second and try a thought experiment from a sodomite named Plato, the greatest of all time. Now, why am I calling him a sodomite? It's not my opinion. I don't know the guy. I'm saying that's what Aleister Crowley called him. And we're going to get there in a sec, and it's going to get intense. But first, we have to prove the invisible plane, the spiritual plane, that bleeds into the mental plane. And yes, I do believe that your mental is stronger than all those millions of intrusive demons hitting you. Remember, the only demons that feel powerful in your life that you think you cannot overcome is the ones that you've raised since they were small. So if you've been cheating on your wife for years, yeah, you feel like you hate yourself because it's huge now. It's fucking massive. It didn't start out like this. These things don't really follow positive people. They have no nourishment. So they follow the depressed, the anxious, the losers of society. But John, if you're depressed, are you a loser? Yeah, if Zherka's depressed, he's a fucking loser. Yeah. How about that, bitch? That's a take action archetype you need instilled in your mind. When you call yourself a loser, you're not actually calling yourself a loser. You're calling this demon dragging you down a loser. The real you wants to get up, walk, talk to someone, and have a bite to eat with a smile on your face. But this thing is not letting you get out of bed. And it's just whispering, hey, what are you going to do 20 years from now? What are you going to do? Think about your past. Your past is very depressing. That's why training the mental is so important. You must be an airbender. How do you train the mental? You feed the astral fire, your soul. You give your soul nourishment. You see, when this fire rises, it's blue hot. It actually elevates your mental energy. That means when your emotions are good, you fight better, you feel better, you fuck better, You even make better food choices. The mental plane, it gets damaged by other ideas. Here comes the big L. This is liberalism. Hey man, we should maximize individual liberty as long as it doesn't hurt our neighbor, right? As long as it doesn't hurt anyone, we can do it. Okay, why don't you marry your mother and fuck her? Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt anyone, but like there's a power dynamic. Okay, then why don't you wait till you're an adult? Well, are you saying that you're a pedophile? Like, why'd you want me to do that as a child? No, I'm saying, what if you were an adult? I mean, it's not hurting anyone. I mean, like, that's liberalism. There's no more power dynamic. I mean, it's fine. God's not real. Okay. You see, liberalism comes in the mental plane from some retard's mouth. You're not being polite. You're not being polite. And this mental plane actually damages yours. So this mental plane can get very loopy for you. That's why it's important to master your astral fuego. This is your soul, right? Soul has always been described as fire. The only time I'd ever say electricity is the fusion of male and female. So the symbol for fire is masculine, and it's a triangle pointing up. And the symbol for feminine is water. And instead of the penis pointing up like that, it's the vagina pointing down. And that's when you have the fusion of the masculine and feminine, the seal of Solomon. And that's when you have perfect unity and orgasm, love. And that's when you are trying to be like God, the male and the female. But it's wrong because God is masculine. That's the truth. Because the world that we're on is chaotic. That is the divided feminine. Now God is the father figure. Because the will of God is masculine. We're on the dome. You understand? The will of God is orderly. It takes responsibility. It's strong. It's courageous. It's merciful. Women are not merciful. Have you ever seen a woman mad? Right? I used to think women are demonically possessed when they're mad. Turns out she's just a bitch. Like, not even the demons want to jump in that fucking skin. And it's puzzling because I'm like, they're that chaotic that demons enjoy men more. Well, yeah, that's why men go to prison and women don't. That's why men kill themselves and women don't, because the demons love men. You know, women already got their own fucked up shit happening. Yeah, disrespect me more with that fucking vacuum cleaner. Who is this roommate, bro? The first time I heard a roommate is the first fucking stream I do in so long. Anyways, so there's still people like Destiny who don't believe in the world of forms, the invisible world, the demon world, whatever you want to call it. And in that invisible world, there are archetypes you can cling to. So you're not courageous. You are being courageous. That's an archetype. Okay? You're not good with your words at the bar in front of a bitch. You're being good with your words. You don't have knockout power. You're doing it though. You understand? That if something's off, if your physical is off, right? You don't go for your workout. If your reproductive is off, that means you keep wasting your growth, your generative principle, your growth factor. Well, then your mental is weird. And it fucks with your emotions and motion. meaning you cummed and you're not walking anymore. You've nutted. You don't want to walk. No motion. No endorphins, bro. Chemicals. No good emotion. All because you're fucking with your auras. You've got your shell. You've got your liquid. You've got your emotional flame. And then you've got what you project against other people. And I say against because a lot of people are against you. Most people use their mental energy against others. That's a high-level businessman too, right? You see, you cannot enrich your life without taking from someone else. The system is set up to farm evil, demonic, jealousy, anger, greed, because it feeds the spiritual plane. It feeds these things. Now, these things are in the invisible world telling the bitch to put this thing on its head. It's telling the bitch to fuck and drink urine at the same time and do weird shit. This is greed. Okay? Is that Mammon? The demon Mammon. She could be envy. That's the Leviathan. You understand what I'm saying? All hurricanes on earth, they don't happen because God is angry. They happen because the ruling class builds a capitalistic system for you to maximize your sinning. Hey, I'm just going to dress as a fucking e-girl and be Andrew Tate and do some hooker party and text men as they ejaculate and just max out sinning till I have a Bugatti, and then I can say I have a Bugatti. So they designed the system to feed what they are being controlled by. And I'm not absolving this man of his greed. He is not exonerated in my eyes, because they work with demons that slave away for them. These serpents slave away for them, right? But eventually, this soul contract makes them weak. And that's when the demon sinks its fangs and betrays. Just like the Garden of Eden, just like Orochimaru, just like everything you see in media. It's always about temptation and betrayal, like reality shows. Again, me, I'm known for this one, right? When you think of Zherka, you think of, oh, dude, he is really in his fire. This guy's fuego, right? An alchemist would be like, yo, you max this shit out, bro. But this burns me too. You know, this makes me an angry person. I can't even enjoy a vacation. I'm so angry. And there's no point to that. If you don't master this fire, you could go on vacations that for a week of fun could anger you, maybe give you 2 months of misery when you look at how much you spent. Because your emotions got the best of you and you said, hey man, I'm going to spend like crazy. It's not like I need a great fucking editor for this. And so you definitely have to work on balancing all this stuff out. Now, do you have to work that hard if these people didn't exist? No. The good old days, people were just chilling. Now that the world has gotten very demonic, now it's very hard to balance yourself. Now people are resorting to fucking black magic to find something to make them feel correct. Millions of dollars or whatever it is. Millionaires kill themselves. Rich people kill themselves too. Like, you're not untouchable. Nobody's untouchable to these demons. You understand? Now, you guys are probably thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't believe in demonic shit. I don't believe in Harry Potter, Zherka. And yeah, I know it's hard to swallow, but look at the most powerful people in history. They were never scientists. They always, without question, they always practiced black magic. Every single one of them. Hitler, black magic. Jack Parsons. Just search up occult. So he was killed because the OTO didn't want people to know that he used black magic to figure out how to design an electric the wiring to make a rocket and all that. The guy's a fucking genius because he's talking to the same gods that gave Plato gnosis. Right? He's biting from the apple. Again, this is a lack of faith in your creator when you need to make demonic pacts. And let's look at Aleister Crowley, which is a 33-degree Freemason. That's interesting. What the fuck does Freemasonry have to do with witchcraft? And as you can see, Crowley first homosexual experience, it popped up. Clearly, I'm interested. All right. And look how he signed his signature. Baphomet. With the Masonic Baphomet sigil. Again, he has a twin-headed eagle, which represents the yin-yang, solar, lunar, dark, light. Basically the wizard's tools. And they like to pretend this is like a free will thing. Now, this guy was a 33-degree Freemason. And you got to ask yourself, what the fuck is he known for? Why is he so famous? Well, he has poetry talking about drinking vomit as he's having sex on crack and heroin. And it's so easy to dismiss this dude and say, yeah, he was just cool with the royal family by accident, according to Destiny. He's just cool with the royal family by accident, Zherka. It's not that he's known for the Book of Lies. Really? It's not his Egyptian and Hellenistic practices. This man was now, I'm not trying to be offensive. One in the chat if you want me to talk about homosexuality. And I don't want to give my opinions. I just want to read from this dude. I just want to read what he said. This isn't like, I don't get excited to go tell my gay friends, hey man, I got some news for you. Okay? I don't get, this is not, I'm 28. Like I think of my own life, dude. Okay? But one in the chat if you guys want me to talk about some controversial shit. Let me just take a piss. I saw a nice guy in chat say, well, why are you asking? I'm asking because I talk about this a lot. You know, I think every stream this guy gets mentioned. And yo, be honest, is this stream good right now? I know I'm going slow. I know I'm tired, but be honest. Should I drink some of this pre-workout? How schizo is this stream looking? I've never done it with picture format. I think it's less schizo with pictures. But I don't know, okay? I'm just trying to look cool right now. All right. Because I don't want to talk about Alex Jones and reptilians, which there's a little truth to the reptilian thing. There's like 5% truth. I'm going to show you. I'm going to blow your mind with that one. Actually, when I explain it, it's going to be like 100% reptilian. I'll explain in a sec, okay? All right. One in the chat. I don't mean to offend my gay buddies. I don't mean to offend gay people. But this man you're looking at, Aleister Crowley, who practices the royal art of Freemasonry. It's called the royal art. What else is called the royal art? Google that. It's witchcraft. This black magician was strictly heterosexual his whole life, was not interested in men, and from a young age, he was being trained in masonry. He figured out that the start of his... And I can't be a dad and tell a story. This is so gay. All right. Listen to me, son. He figured out that his dark powers awakened for the first time after his first gay experience. And he wrote about it. Yeah, Google that. Just fact check me so it's more interesting for you, like if you're on your PC. After his first gay experience, he said the serpents rose, meaning the fire up his spinal column. And he didn't want to engage with men, but he loved the new powers. Yeah, because power level went up. And you're like, how much could he have loved it, John? Well, he did a spell, a love potion, right? And remember, the alchemists and chemists are pretty much drug dealers. It's the same shit. And he would get bitches to suck his dick by giving them love potions, certain incantations. And if you don't believe in incantations, you already do. It's called hypnosis. You already understand thoughts can have certain patterns inflicted onto you, right? And we've seen this a million times. This is way higher level, though. So basically, he tries... Well, he pretty much uses black magic. And what is the definition of black magic? It's bending nature towards your will. There's like a million different definitions, but I'm going to use that one because I think even Freemasons would say, Zherka, that's not that bad. But there's a better one I have. I just don't remember it. So anyways, he gets a man to fall in love with him. And he follows the Eastern Star, right? He goes all the way in the East to practice yoga in the desert, where he can practice his, I'll call it Christ consciousness, Brahmic splendor, universal being, one with everything, individual divinity, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Basically, he wants to play God. And so he started fucking anally in the desert. I shit you not. And I'm going to clean it up just in case my cousin like jumps in chat or whatever. He starts doing that kind of stuff non-stop all day, 20 times a day. And he's not just practicing sex magic, meaning strong intention before you ejaculate. Don't, if you focus on something you want, it's kind of like staring at an eclipse and making a wish, which is a prayer. All right, be careful with that. Same with sex. We had that girl on my podcast who tried to fuck me, and she said that when she's rubbing her pussy and she's about to come, she thinks of money. I said, damn, we got a lot in common. And then she said to me, she's like, we do? You think of that when you stroke your dick? And I go, no, when I rub your pussy. You gotta get turned on, right? She wasn't doing it for me. But anyways, the moral of the story is, it's a bad thing to use your generative energy, right, to make life, to use it for a material purpose, right? And I don't know if that girl got rich or if she was distracted double clicking her mouse, but God bless her, and definitely left the bitch on red. Yeah, I definitely left her on red. Another one. Because I'm weird. I look into this stuff a lot, and so I can't just give my seed to anyone. Because I know if I fuck around, God will just be like, all right, get Zherka pregnant. Fuck this shit. Now that men can do that. I just know if I fuck around at my age too much, I'm going to eat the real story. Hey, Chad, I'm pregnant. Like, the really bad story. My bad, guys. And that's going to sting. So, yeah. And at 28, there's this, I get horny from not watching porn. You know what I mean? So I just know I'll fuck up and I'll be like, oh, I hit the bitch raw. It's going to sound weird, but no woman has ever asked for a condom before fucking me. And that's how I know, oh, they're winning, I'm losing. Because you're a hot chick and I want to wear a condom. Like, what the fuck? That's backwards, bro. So that's how I know they've always taken from me. I haven't taken from them. And but then I got satanic, I spent a long time just fucking throats, man. That's vicious shit. People say, oh, I don't care if she comes, and then there's people like me who actually walk the walk. Well, sometimes it's poetry when she nuts, though. Sometimes if she's cool girl and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, I think it's hotter when they don't nut and they suffer. They're like, fuck, I really want to get off, but he went to bed because he got his. I think that's hot. Like, I have better dreams. Isn't that weird? There's nothing gayer than pleasing a woman sexually. I mean, the only cool part about pleasing a woman in the bedroom, the only fun part, is the nasty shit you can say as soon as they're nutting. You can fucking tell her the truth in that moment, and she'll just nut harder. Right? I hate your mother. Anyways, I hate your father. I hate I hate your dog. I hate your cat. I hate everyone in your life. Vaginas are psychic resonators. Yeah, well, they're portals, really. So I've got a whole lecture on vaginas. Is this stream going? Like, well, this chat's going fast, dude. You guys are pumped. Anyway, so back to it. Aleister Crowley, 33-degree Freemason, which pretty much means he gets his own fucking credit card to do whatever the fuck he wants. And he gets any job he wants. Like, I literally mean that. Any job. Those guys you see that are called philanthropists, they don't actually have skills. They're put in that position. That's how great it is to be a part of the elite. Like, that's the one good thing. Like, have you ever seen a billionaire who has no skills and they just say that they're like, they're focusing on change, like just changing the world and really making a change? And you're like, what the fuck does that even mean? Yeah, it's because they have no skill set, because they're put in there by family or family friends who are a part of the group. And yeah, it's nepotism. There's a lot of people who are in jobs that they shouldn't be. They're not, but it's such a high level job, nobody really notices. Like, your work will get done. Don't worry about that. You're like above being fired. Anyways, so yeah, this guy, he's a 33-degree Freemason, and he's practicing, I guess he calls it sodomite sex practice, and that's when he becomes the most powerful black magician that's ever lived. And that's insane, because I mean, you got to remember how dark the Egyptians got, right? They got very evil, right? The Greeks, the Romans, yeah, it was bad. Aleister Crowley, he actually kills his partner and sacrifices him, and the police don't even investigate because, believe it or not, the police, I mean, who puts the head of the police in that office? It's Freemasons. Again, remember, these people believe in fraternity over truth. That means they'll protect one of their homies over God. They'll choose their homie over God. Or if they don't, they get their tongues cut out and they get stabbed and fucked up and made an example of, like some fucking mafia. What are the Freemasons? The Freemasons, well, there's two sets of Freemasons. There's York Rite and Scottish Rite. And York Rite pretty much means at the highest level you have to swear on Christ and be a Christian. And the 33-degree Scottish Rite means you could practice any religion at the top. And really at the top, it's the same thing. They're both Knights of Templar. Obviously, the Scottish Rite is 1,000 times more powerful. That doesn't even have to be debated. And the Scottish Rite is more about religion. Philosophy. And the York Rite is more about Christianity at the top. So a lot of Masons skip the last... The fuck? Someone save that child. Yeah. So some idiot in my chat, I swear your mom's a hoe. I swear your mom's a hoe. He said that's not true. I finished every single Masonic monitor, 1,000 pages of dogma, 1 year of reading 6 to 7 hours every other night for you to say that's not true. Your mother's the biggest hoe in this chat. Are you fucking stupid? Are you a fucking retard? All right, ban him. Anyways, what was I saying? I feel like I could just pull up one video and debunk him. I can easily put a Master Mason talking about that right now, but I don't want to. I can even find the video fast, but I don't want to. It's a waste of time. Let's focus. Let's get serious. So the head chief of all police, whether UK, Australia, US, will always be a Freemason. No one else is allowed in that position. That's why, I mean, when the police were created in the UK, it was to protect banks. It wasn't even to protect people. Like, that's why police were made. Yeah, Google that. And go look at his hat. It's the Masonic checkerboard, the yin and yang, the solar, lunar, dark and light, Luciferian or Saturnian, black magic or white magic. Notice the G that stands for generative principle. Now look at this. Some people think the G stands for Grand Architect, which is what they call their god. Some people think the G stands for Sacred Geometry, which is by studying the stars and how they move. They make perfect sacred geometry when you follow them with a pencil, and you can make perfect spell circles to harness more energy. And the energy really comes through like a weaker form of prayer. I know prayer is stronger. It's deeper. These people are obsessed with the material world, right? They like money, power, and sin. They're sinners. I mean, they're called most worshipful master. In what religion can you be called a most worshipful master? And they all try and get through those degrees. When you say something out loud, that's not just sound vibrations. That's changing space and time. That's in the mental plane. For 3 days no sleep, I'm kind of knocking this bitch out the park. I'm doing good, right? So what's your take on Freemasons generally? They're pedophiles. I mean, just focus. If you really want to know what the G, or look at this, okay? Look at this. I'm not even joking about the pedo shit. If you look at Aleister Crowley, he says a boy of perfect innocence at 11 years old, before puberty, but the most growth you can get before puberty. I don't know why. I don't know why not 12. I don't know. I didn't read that far, bro. But he says a boy of perfect innocence, a virgin who's 11 years old, makes for the highest level energy you can harness through sex magic and sacrifice. But he doesn't say the sacrifice part. I'm pretty sure he doesn't say it out loud. And you got to ask yourself, what is this Egyptian style apron that they wear? Does anyone know why they wear the fucking apron? It's to show purity, right? That the saints used to never ejaculate. They never released their electricity, their life force. And they just focused on their monk-like lifestyle. But look closer, because on that apron, that has 4 sides. Again, the elemental 4: fire, earth, air, water. On that apron, if you look close, you can see there's a star, or excuse me, an eyeball. Okay? Why is there an eye right there? Because you have 2 paths to enlightenment. One, your pineal gland can awaken your 3rd eye, which sends a fire from your heart right into the cave of Brahma, your fucking skull and the pineal gland. This is science too here. This is not just hocus pocus. And that way they get the vision, the solar vision of Lucifer, gnosis, and a psychic trance-like state or a hallucinogenic state where they achieve insane knowledge. And I mean, they wrote without any artistic instruction, they can paint a Mona Lisa. Some even some in their trance-like state, and the really demonic ones after as well. I mean, they paint a bunch of things, and really something's painting through them. Like, have you ever been playing a sport and you felt like it's not you, something's going through you, like you're playing really good that day? Well, that's the Spirit of God flowing through you, that you had a good channel, right? Good channel that day with God. Now imagine that with a demon that is obsessed with taking your soul. That demon is going to play some great football. Why they have an eyeball on that fucking apron is they're actually winking at you with that eyeball. That eyeball is right there because the secret top of the pyramid, top of the ladder, top of the stairs, the secret of Masonry is, just like Jeffrey Epstein and his buddies, they have a secret. Someone in chat said, you really think it's an eyeball? Are you fucking retarded? Your mom's a fucking dumb bitch. The secret of the eyeball that is spewing rays of sunlight is that it's their 3rd eye, as in it's their penis. Yeah. That's what an obelisk is. It's a phallic object that in the Bible it says do not erect them, but they are in the Vatican. People pray around them. And their life force energy, now think about it, right? Your sexual drive is what makes you build fucking bridges. It makes everything go round. Schopenhauer would call it the will of the universe. That sexual energy is the shortcut to winning in life. Now, these people are not about harnessing it through the doctrine of purity. These people are about ejaculating as much as they can through perversion and demonically charged. I'd call it like portal worship. They love opening portals, whether they're fucking children, fucking animals. Yes, Masons fuck goats and sheeps. They have all sorts of statues that have shown that. They play with feces. These kinks are not because they're perverted by nature. I mean, a lot of them are fucked up, but most of them are not into these kinks as in like they have an urge. The urge comes later when they're used to the kink. these kinks are to be the furthest away from harmony, love, unity, marriage, everything good, right? Wherever God is, it's good. It's the good that Plato talked about. Okay? You understand what I'm saying, chat? Like one in the chat. So, eating feces and drinking urine is the most damage you could conceive that you did to God. It's not damage, I mean, but it is how you defile God. You understand? God is holy, not unclean, right? You're unclean drinking urine. And you're really self-harming yourself. And I actually think alcohol is another way you spit in God's face. I actually believe that. I believe that when I drank alcohol all the time as well. I've always said it's a poison ritual, even before I was into this kind of stuff that I wasn't even that, not as deep, but yes, drugs especially. Oh yeah, drugs, alcohol, drinking urine, all this lowers your vibration, right? Vibes, you know, vibes. It cosmically lowers you.